Thanks for joining me today. My name is Tanya Bruce, and I'm the Fixed Route Product Manager at TripSpark. I'd like to introduce you to MyRide, a real-time passenger information system that is part of Streets ITS. There are three components to MyRide: an application that can be used on any desktop or mobile web-enabled device, an SMS system for use on cellular phones, and a cloud-based interactive voice response system that can be accessed from any phone. Today, I'm going to focus primarily on the MyRide web application that transit riders use, as well as the new administrative functionality that makes it easy for transit agencies to customize MyRide to meet their specific needs. MyRide provides users with the ability to plan a trip from their current location using geolocation functionality or plan a trip for a different day and time. Real-time data from Streets makes users aware of when the next buses will be arriving and allows them to see where those buses are on routes they selected on a map. A great feature of MyRide is the ability for agencies to brand it as they see fit and add custom pages such as agency information or a place to reload fare cards, providing riders with a single portal to meet their fixed route transit needs. In addition to making it easy to customize, being a web application means that it's easy for users to find MyRide from either a link on a transit agency's webpage or through a search engine. There's no need to download and update application, and a responsive design means that the interface is optimized for web-enabled devices of all sizes and orientation. Since not everyone has a smartphone or a mobile data plan, riders can also get real-time bus information by sending a stop code through SMS. If SMS isn't an option, the same information can be obtained by calling MyRide IVR. An important feature of MyRide is that each time a new schedule is posted, that schedule is automatically available to MyRide with no intervention required. With the latest release of MyRide, we have introduced a web-based administrator that now allows transit agencies to quickly and easily administer various aspects of their MyRide application. Later in this webinar, I will show you how it is possible to change colors of buttons, text, and backgrounds, and add logos and custom links. Through this same administrative website, agencies can edit the text that users will see or hear when using the passenger information system. Agencies can also import icons that will appear on their riders' home screens when they create a convenient shortcut to the MyRide URL. I should note I'm calling it MyRide, but when it's yours, you can call it anything that you like.
From the bus times page, I can quickly plan a trip by entering a destination or alternatively see what stops and routes are close to me. MyRide has detected that I'm on Parkside Drive South. It has suggested a few stops. If I want to see more options, I can click the downward arrow. But I'm interested in taking 21S Henderson. I can see the next bus will be in 18 minutes and there'll be buses following at 48 minutes and again at 2:07 p.m. Clicking the More button, I can see the schedule for the day for 21S at bus stop ID 12020. The grayed out times are buses that have gone past, the black times are upcoming buses. This symbol here tells me that the time is based on a GPS reading from the bus. It was updated at 12:49 p.m. so you can see it's pretty much real time. If I'm interested in seeing what the service is on Saturday, I can click on this calendar, select Saturday, and here's all the times that 21S Henderson will stop on Saturday at this same bus stop. I'm going to return back to the bus times page, and this time I want a map view. On the map view, I can see the buses moving along the route. Again, I can see the times that the bus will be arriving. It has all the features of a Google map. I can take a look at the satellite view. I can layer on traffic, but I'm going to turn those off for simplicity. So I can see that the bus has gone past, so I'm going to take a look at the information for the next bus. So here you see current capacity. Because this is a simulator, it's not telling me capacity because it's not actually detecting passengers. But in real life, I would be able to see how full the bus is. Next, I'm going to go to plan a trip. From the bus times page, I can quickly plan a trip or find the routes that are closest to me. Through geolocation, MyRide has detected that I'm on Parkside Drive South and it has suggested a few routes and stops that are close to me. So Route 24 is about a 133-meter walk, and as I scroll down, I can see other options. If I want to see more options, I can simply click the down arrow. I'm going to go back up and select Route 24. If I click on this, I can see that there's a bus leaving in 17 minutes, another bus in 47 minutes, and a third one at 1:56 p.m. The stop ID is 12207. If I want to see more times, I can click the More button. And I'll see a number of buses have gone past during the day in gray, and the upcoming buses are in the black. This symbol here you'll see a lot in MyRide. What that's telling me is the bus position is based on a real GPS time. The last time it was updated was 12:38 p.m. So in other words, it's near real time. If I'm interested in seeing what time buses leave from this stop on Saturday, I can click on the calendar, click Saturday. The trip planning functionality is fantastic. It allows me to plan a trip right now, I can plan a trip for later in the day, or I can plan a trip for a day in the future. So say for instance, I'm going to meet some friends tomorrow for pizza. So I'm going to be leaving from home, that's one of my favorites, which I'll talk about in a bit, and I'm going to go to Two Guys Pizza. Now you notice I don't need to know the address of where I'm going. So I want to arrive by 5 o'clock tomorrow. I hit go, and there's the result. Notice that MyRide's given me multiple options. I think I'm going to choose the first option because it looks to have the least walking and lets me arrive just in time. If I click on that, you can see it's giving me information. I'm leaving at 4:38 p.m. and I'm going to get there at 4:57. So it's telling me when I have to leave from home, where I'm going to be going, and I can scroll down and get full directions. It even shows me on the map of where I need to start and where I'm ending. So I can scroll through and look there. Now I mentioned favorites, so I'm going to go to the favorites tab. So you saw that I had home and I also have school and work. It's very easy for me to add a location. So say for instance, I want to have the grocery store. So I'm going to select Safeway and I can add grocery store. And I have a new favorites. I can move work up ahead of school. I can organize the favorites. I can go in and edit them and delete them. I can also have favorite routes. So, and the way that you know what your favorites are, I'll just go back here for a second, is they will have stars next to them. So there is no favorite close to where I am, but if I click on 12 there, you're going to see there's a star here showing that University Downtown Route 12 is one of my favorites. Next, we're going to go to the map. Now we've been at the map before, but I wanted to show you a few more features. So I can select any of these routes, any and all of them. Now you'll see the buses moving along these routes. I'm going to zoom out a bit here. I wanted to point one thing out. You notice here I talked about Route 12 being a favorite, so the star's there, and I can add 20S as a favorite. I don't need to go back to the favorites page to do that. So the one thing I wanted to show you is that MyRide supports routes that have two directions. So say, I'm going to turn these off for a second for simplicity. Say we've got University Downtown, there's an inbound and there's an outbound. So right now the outbound is the route in focus, and those are going to be your black buses there, okay? But you'll notice here there's a faint line or a transparent line. That's actually the inbound route. So I can see buses and I can see the lines of the route on the inbound direction. So I switch directions. Now those buses are transparent as well. That's because they're the outbound buses. So I can still see where those buses are. They're just not as apparent as the route in focus. So I'll switch back again. I wanted to show you what MyRide looks like on a small screen. So I have a simulated iPhone here. So you can see it's all very similar. If I click on the menu, I get all the same menu items. It still sees where I am using geolocation. Now this works on a desktop or on a mobile device as long as I have location services enabled. As with before, I can enter in a location of where I want to go. My favorites are here as before. I also want to show you the map view. So all the same functionality is available on the small screen as is available on the big screen. I can zoom in to see where stops are. So I can get bus times. So next bus is leaving here in 13 minutes, another one in 42 at 4:45. I can get the schedule information. Now I will point out, you're going to see me using the slider. This is a limitation of the online simulator. On an actual mobile device, I would be scrolling up and down with my finger. Next, I want to talk about the SMS page. Not everyone has access to mobile data or Wi-Fi, or may not even have a smartphone. That's where MyRide SMS comes in. Riders can simply text the stop number and the route number, to which they will receive a response with the upcoming bus times. The page we are looking at here provides instructions on how to do this. This can be turned on in the MyRide Admin app. We've recognized that not everyone even has a cell phone. For that, we have MyRide IVR, which is our interactive voice response system. It's used from a landline phone, and like SMS, riders enter in the stop and the route information, following which they will get the next bus times. I also wanted to mention that we have custom pages. So here's an example of a custom page that's used by one of our customers. So what they've done is they've put in all their information about their fares, where people can get tickets and that type of thing. So really the transit agency can use these pages to do almost anything, and they are embedded and look like they're part of the MyRide application. I had mentioned MyRide Admin. This is the newest functionality that we offer with MyRide. In a sense, it puts the power of managing MyRide in the hands of our customers, and they can go in at any time, change colors, change settings, or even add logos. So this first page, obviously, I can put in the agency name. Under general settings, I can specify whether I want imperial or metric. I can say how many stop times I want communicated when riders ask for the next stop times. As well, if I'm using Google Analytics, I can enter that Google Analytics tracking ID here. Site appearance is where I can go in and add logos and change colors and a variety of things. I'm going to come back to this in a few minutes. I had talked about the fare page, the custom page, so this is where I can add up to 5 custom links or pages. On the location settings page, I can manage Google settings, as well as I can specify a default location. What this is people that have not enabled location services, MyRide needs a default. Often agencies will select city center or some other popular landmark. An important feature of MyRide is that it updates position data automatically. So in other words, people using MyRide don't have to reload the page. On the home page or the bus time page, I can set the stop time refresh interval as well as the geolocation of the user. I'm also able to change things on the route map page. I can select whether to show both directions. So if you remember when we were looking at the map page, if the route had 2 directions, the solid line would represent the direction that was in focus, and you could see a translucent line that was representing the other pattern. I can also choose whether I want to show the real-time bus capacity or not. Scrolling down, you'll see that I can also set the refresh rate on the map page. There's an additional field for bus location refresh interval. So in other words, how often the bus position will update on the map. Like the other 2 pages that we just looked at, I can also set the refresh interval on the schedule pages. So that was the page where we saw all the times of the buses that went past during the day and were upcoming. You may want to communicate your privacy policy to your riders, especially if you're using Google Analytics. On this page, we've put the default content from Google, but you can go in and modify that to reflect the privacy policy of your agency. I want to show you how easy it is to change the site appearance. I'm going to go in and I'm going to change the logo. I'm going to pick a red bus, and I'm going to scroll down here. I don't have any mobile icon selected right now, but what that allows you to do is go in, choose an icon that will be displayed on a mobile device when your users create a shortcut to their desktop. I want to change the header background color. So I'm going to go over to my website. I'm going to use a color picker. I'm going to pick this color here. It's going to give me a color. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to put that value in there. I'm going to save all of this. Now I'm going to go back here, and there you go. I have a new look and feel for the MyRide application. I'm going to go back to the configurator, and I'll just show you one thing that makes it really easy to do. I have a map almost that tells me if I change this color here, that's what I'm changing. So similarly, I can go through and change backgrounds, headers, text to reflect the colors of my agency. One thing I want to point out is that when I make changes to MyRide look and feel in admin, it does it not only on the desktop web app, but it also does it simultaneously on the mobile app. We've made every effort to make things easy for agencies. On the data side, when a change is made to a schedule, it's pushed out to MyRide mobile web app, desktop web app, IVR, and SMS simultaneously. There's no action required on the part of the user. When changes are made to schedules, that information is automatically pushed out to MyRide. Maps and bus times are updated automatically in the web app as well as on SMS and IVR systems. Thank you very much for your time today, allowing me to introduce you to MyRide and the new exciting admin functionality. If you require a demo,